Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and very good morning to all of you. I hope you are safe and sound. Welcome to Melly's Telegram classes. This is the grammar lesson for Advanced Level Part 1. As you all know that we have talked about infinitive and the kinds of infinitive. So let's today talk about the forms of infinitive. In English grammar, basically, we have got 5 forms of infinitive. Now, the first one is perfect infinitive. Number 2, progressive infinitive. Number 3, perfect progressive infinitive. 4, passive infinitive. And 5 is perfect passive infinitive. Before I get into explaining these ones, you should all know that the most basic form of infinitive is simple infinitive. That is 2 plus base form of the verb. But these are advanced forms of infinitive. So let's get started. Number 1, perfect infinitive. So perfect infinitives can have the same kind of meaning as perfect tenses or past tenses. The way you say something using a perfect tense or a past tense, you can also say the same thing using a perfect infinitive. The structure is to have plus past participle. If you remember, I just told you moments ago that the basic form of infinitive is 2 plus base form, or the first form of the verb. But if you see here, in perfect infinitive, we have 2 plus past participle, or the third form of the verb. But between them, we have the helping verb have. And you cannot say to has or to had, because after 2 you have to use the base form, and that is have. Let's make some examples. I am happy to have got a promotion. Now this sentence has the same meaning as the following sentence. I am happy that I have got a promotion. These 2 sentences have got 100% the same meaning, but the only difference is that here we have got a complete clause, but here we have said the same clause using a perfect infinitive. Another example, she seems to have cried. You can say the same sentence like this also. It seems that she has cried. Now, you cannot say to has cried, because as I told you earlier, that you have to say to have, because after 2 we use the base form of the verb. Example number 3, he claims to have done his part. You can also say the same sentence as, he claims that he has done his part. Now let's talk about the next form of infinitive, and that is progressive infinitive. As you all know, progressive is also known as continuous infinitive. So as the name suggests, it indicates that actions and events are, were, or will be continuing around the time we're talking about. In simple words, a progressive infinitive shows an action or event that is happening or continuing or is in progress around the time we are talking. Now let's talk about the structure. The structure is 2 plus be, not have, plus present participle. So present participle is the ing form of the verb. If you remember, for perfect infinitive, here we use the past participle. It means the third form of the verb. But for progressive infinitive, we use the present participle, the continuous form of a verb. Let's make some examples. I'm happy to be teaching at Melly. This sentence has the same meaning as I'm happy that I'm teaching at Melly. Most of the people make mistakes in forms of infinitive, like some people say, I'm happy to be teach at Melly. That's wrong. You should say to be teaching. Another example, she's disappointed to be waiting for Ali. So this sentence means she's disappointed that she is waiting for Ali now. Another example, the doctor loves to be helping his patients. Means the doctor loves that he is helping his patients. Now, let's talk about the perfect progressive infinitive. So we have talked about progressive infinitive and also perfect infinitive. Let's merge them together. That's perfect progressive infinitive. So it indicates that actions and events have been in progress since a particular time in the past. Just like the present perfect progressive tense, the perfect progressive infinitive shows an action that started in the past, at a particular time in the past, and is in progress up to now. It means the present. The structure is pretty obvious. We have to, then we have and been, plus the present participle or the continuous form of the verb. Let's make some examples. I am happy to have been teaching at Melly since 2015. So this sentence has the same meaning as I'm happy that I have been teaching at Melly since 2015. So notice the structure: to plus have plus been plus verb ing. Another example, they're lucky enough to have been watching the show live. You can also say it like they're lucky enough that they have been watching the show live. And the last example is we hate, this one is a negative infinitive, to not have been meeting him. You can say the same sentence as we hate that we have not been meeting him. This concludes our session for today. Remember, this was just a short version of our today's lesson. The same lesson is taught in complete details in our regular classes. And also, do not forget the exercise for the same lesson. Thank you very much.